Hey guys, let's start the first lesson. So, the first step in creating a fluid effects, smoke, dust, fluid, any fluid, like fire. But the first step is to create a 3D container. So, first we're going to the FX, and here we have the fluids menu. So, you can create your 3D container here, or you can just go to the FX shelf and create this icon. So I just will create a 3D container by clicking on this icon. So now you can see that we have a 3D container. Well, the most important thing about the 3D containers is that your fluid is always in this box, not outside it. So nothing of your effects will just exist out of the box. So always have in mind that if you have an effect that is somehow large, you should just scale and size this container in that amount of space. So we have our 3D container, and we can just place it anywhere that we want. So we have most of the time two issues with the container properties, and the first one is the size. As I said, you don't never just scale your container from the channel box. These numbers for scale should always remain at 1, and always if you just want to scale or resize your box, your 3D container, just resize it from these three parameters. Here we have the size for X, Y, and Z. So if you just want a bigger 3D container, for example in X, you can just change it here. So never touch this scale. Always they should remain at 1. Okay. So, for example, if you have a sphere and, for example, you want to have an explosion that maybe it's in this amount of space, never just go for scale like this, Never do these kind of effects. Just keep your scale at 1. And you can always go here and like 200 by 200. Now this is the right pipeline to do your resizing, and that's because if you just scale it with these scale in channel box, your resolution will not be shown correctly, and now it's time to go for the resolution and explain it how to get the right resolution. Okay, so let's just delete this sphere and make it back to where it was, 10 by 10 by 10. Okay, so most of the artists just think if they just increase this parameter, the base resolution, they got the higher resolution for their fluid. Of course, this is correct, but there is some misunderstanding here. This number, this base resolution number, is not actually really important for us, because if we just want to have a good resolution, we should see the scale of our scene. So if we have a lower scale, so we need less resolution, less base resolution, and if we have higher scale, so it just depends on the scale of our scene. So the best way to just do the resolution is to think about it like, we don't really need this number. We need the number, the ratio between our base resolution and the highest number in our size. Okay, so let me show you. imagine that we have 20 in X, okay, like this, and we wanna have a good resolution for this size. The resolution is based on our size. So always, as I said, the ratio between the resolution and the size is really important. So most of the time the resolution of 2 or the ratio of 2 or 3 is for, we just call them lowers, and the ratio of 5 we call them somehow production, and the higher than 5 is production resolution. So how we can just define it? So here we have, the highest number in our size is now 20. 20 is greater than these two. So we just stick with this 20, and if we want to have a production quality resolution, so we just, as I said, the ratio is really important. Well, if I just make the base resolution 100, now you can see that 100 divided by 20, it is 5. So our ratio is 5. That's how we can just define our resolution. So the most important thing in resolution, as I said, is the ratio. So in lots of production, the production resolutions are the ratio of 10. So we have the size of 20 here, so 20 by 10 is 200. So 200 for this amount of sizes are a very good resolution. So in this lesson we just find out how to just resize our container. And the most important thing in resizing is that we shouldn't never just touch this scale. It should remain at 1 always. And in resolution, we just understood that, well, the ratio between the base resolution and the highest number in our sizes would be our resolution. So the ratio more than 5 is somehow a production quality. The ratio of 10 is for those big production movies, because it takes lots of time to just calculate the effects in this resolution. And the resolution of the ratio of 2 or 3 is somehow a lower simulation, we call it. So, well, we can just finish this video for now, and in the next lesson we're going for the emitters.